I want to build the enclosure because although this is looking really, really nice, it'd be nice if it's enclosed. There's always one or two issues with the airflow things. And kind of if you follow the previous videos I have, a lot of the issues I had in initial phases was always with it basically not extruding and getting clogged somewhere. I haven't had an issue with that one yet. I'm thinking that the fact that I changed the temperature on the PLA, the recalibration process, that maybe that was all it really needed to not clog. I don't think airflow has anything to do with it. So enclosure, I definitely do think it was always going to be a good idea. I just didn't know. I was still hesitant because, like I said, when I first started, there was, some issues with extruding, and I don't know if enclosures are going to make the airflow even more difficult to get around. But I think at this point, since how much I'm printing and how little it's clogged, the enclosure would be a good idea just for quality of print-wise for the future. Okay. So, what are we going to do with it today? Well, in terms of that, we have that over there. And we have the enclosure pieces over here. I just kept in one of the filament boxes. Let's see if we can just put this up in here. And basically, this is everything we needed for the enclosure. I kind of throw it, I stole this basically off of Thingiverse. So I didn't print the entire thing though, because here's the thing. That works pretty well. This spool holder right here. I really like to not waste things, so I figured I could basically kill two birds with one stone. The first thing is this. Aslan, our cat, has a little bed here that basically has these little clamps on the bottom that are supposed to attach to a window of some sort. And another clamp right over here that is supposed to also basically have the clamp on there to hold it up. So altogether, they would basically have that part to a window, and this part to a window, and then this would be a bed that Aslan can sit on. But the only problem was Aslan kept biting at these things, and then it kept falling off, and then at the end of the day it was just too much work. So we decided to basically take this and hide it from Aslan forever, because he was never using this. And instead of recycling this or just throwing it out, I figured let's make some use for it. And then, like I said, the enclosure needed something to hold the spools on top there. So why don't we see if we can use the plastic from here to actually make something that can hold up spools. I think I just want to follow either just the spool holder design we have over there, or maybe something that's more, I don't know, stand-up-ish, because that one is attached to the Prusa to actually work. All I want to do is build something that can hold up a spool. That could also stand up by itself, because the enclosure is going to be basically a flat surface, and then on top of there, it's going to be basically, well, there's going to be one hole through it that's going to keep it filament, but aside from that, nothing really else. So, it'd be nice. You can have something that could stand up by itself. And you're done. This should hold the spool in place. I might need to put some kind of chink here to make it not fall out, but I think that wouldn't be too hard at this point. If I could cut this in half, that would work pretty well, but I don't really have something I can cut it in half, I guess. I guess I can just keep going with it with the exact knife until it breaks, but that doesn't seem very fun. I think it's slightly more useful. And then I figured out a way to make this into two. So I guess that is step one. And since we have basically something that could work already, maybe we'll just get started on assembling the enclosure. So the bottom pieces all have something like this on it. You can tell which one's on the bottom. It's that one. This one. And against this one. And we also have this one. Good. Top pieces, of course, then are these ones. So this one is going to go, I guess, in the leg there. probably facing inwards like that. That's going to hold up everything in place. And then the wood's going to go over here, and basically, if we want to be super extra, we can put drills in here and basically tighten this into the thing. And this there's already a screw kind of in there for that. Sorry for that one. This is part of this one on top as well. And then this is the black filament from Prusa. It's actually gorgeous. To be honest, the Prusa's filaments have been the best that I've dealt with so far. I know in the previous video I kind of said that, oh, Prusa and whatever, the silver filament is something we don't like, but that's mainly because we had to troubleshoot out of it. So it's not really the filament that's really bad, it's just we had the unfortunate go with them. So it is not perfect. I do have some, errors here and there with the print, but lucky for me, I am not printing anything that's like engineering. It's just board games and simple stuff, so nothing that requires too much precision. And that is good enough for me right now. In the future, if I want to do something more precise, we'll have to switch over, but so far so good. You like this, and then that's about it. Okay. Table faced down. What I'm thinking what's going to go is, this is going to go over here. This is going to go over here. And then I do want to bring this over because here's something that I stupidly did. I accidentally put a hole here. So this is going to go in the back where you can't see it. If you wonder how that happened, it's kind of a long story, but basically this thing fell down and there's something over there, and basically I'm going to lock the little hole in it. But these are the back ones, I think, because that is specific in the glass. And then these are the front ones. So they fit in like this. And like that. And that's basically it for this one. Let's bring out these guys. So, I guess I need some screws then. Let's see what we have on hand. Okay. Now we do have some big screws here. I don't think we take enough still. I can hold that in place, sure. That's a pretty good height. Alright, we looked at, looks like there's something we had on hand that could be used in place of the other thing. It's just a little loose, that's all. Something a little bit stronger. A little deeper. Let's just get this going. Oh god, I've become one of those neighbors that would bother us about their constant upgrading of their houses. Okay, that is really tight. This could work out well enough, I think. So it is a little loose, but I'm hoping that wouldn't worry too much. Okay, this one will probably go in here. I think the end here, since there's already a hole, will leave room for the other thing. So, basically that. At least I think that's what's happening, just because, I'm not sure I know what's going on anymore for anything. The glass goes on like this. This goes on to here like this. And then we make use of this hole over here. Now, since the other hole was just big, this one I would assume is just as big. But this one only goes so far. So maybe if we just go all the way with it, the whole thing's in place. So we are going to use the long screws for this one. that works. That's actually pretty good. I'm just gonna have two small screws that basically get at this area to make sure that doesn't move. Loose ones. I think that's it for that one. That's pretty good for that, I think. That's right for that one then. And this one can go on here, and we just have to put the glass on. So, let's up close first. First piece, plexi. You know, we're checking out we're good at what we do, but there's a lot of this white residue on there. I don't think that's gonna fly with anything's on there, so. It's pretty clear, actually. Then what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna place that there. Yeah, let's just do this first. So it is a little bit loose. At least on this side. That's the side that messed up the holder there. Should be the same size anyway, right? So. And the thing is, even when I stick that on this really, really hard, it's still a gap here. And this is basically at the edge there. That is basically also at the edge over there. So there's something here. So some kind of measurement was wrong, I think. And the good news is this, even with it there, it is still looking like there's a little bit of give there. So at the very least, I think, so that screw goes basically there. I think basically no matter what we kind of do, it'll be okay for holding it in place. I just rather this place not move too much. So, you know what? Just because, like I said, I'm an amateur at this and I don't have too much time to work on this, unfortunately, I think what we're going to do is we're just going to pad them down with cardboard. There's not a lot of other options I have here.